I'm Kriss.
I'm Aaron.
And we're in Starbenders, and you're watching GRIMM TV.
Nice to meet you guys.
Very nice to meet you
too.
Well, how are you doing today? I'm guessing you came over here, or you flew over here quite recently, yesterday?
Yeah, we spent pretty much, we did a connect flight to Amsterdam, flew to Helsinki from there, and we got some good rest when we got in, but it was a really beautiful day, so I think we all took turns walking around the city as we do.
And they're not nearly as jet lagged as we would have thought, so
yeah,
we're good for tonight.
Yeah, that's very good. Especially while it's your first show of your European tour now.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we're excited.
Glad to be back in Helsinki.
Yeah,
too. It's one of our favorite cities.
Yeah, last time you guys were here with, I believe, Balero.
Yeah. We played with 2 nights with them at Tavastia.
Yeah.
That was a really good show. So I think people remembered us. So that's why the show pretty much sold out.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to hear for you guys.
It's a good thing, good sign.
Yeah. And while getting to play Tavastia last time, it's like, I'm guessing they told you somewhat of the history of the place. It's a quite legendary place to play at.
Yeah.
So that's always cool as a band, like first time playing in Helsinki, you get to play there.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've heard about it before because I've watched like an interview with Ville Valo. He was talking about playing at Tavastia in the early days, and I was like, oh, we're playing there. So that's really cool.
Yeah, that was his second home, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, like, this show is like kind of your headline show, and you're playing another headline show in Greece, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. And the rest of your European tour, you're a special guest for Mothika.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty cool combo, I think.
Yeah. Well, she's been on our radar for a while, and it's cool that the opportunity came up for her to open up for her, and I think it'll be, like, it's the right crowd. I think they'll latch on to us the same way that Palais' crowd latched onto us. So we're hoping.
Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing some of these cities again, and hopefully seeing some familiar faces from last time. And that's part of the reason we're excited about tonight as well.
Yeah, and
folks from the last show.
And like, besides this show, is there any stop on the tour now that you guys are really looking forward to?
Yeah, I mean, Antwerp, we haven't played Antwerp yet, so that's cool. And obviously, like, we've done last year we did our own tour in the UK, like late last year, and it did really well for us. So we're always really excited to go back to London, Manchester, Glasgow. We do really well there too, and it's just these are all beautiful cities. I think being from Atlanta, anytime we can get a chance to go see, any place in Europe, it's just fucking amazing for us.
For sure. I'm guessing UK is kind of a good country for the kind of music that you guys play.
Yeah, it's shown itself to be that.
Yeah.
Big time.
100%.
Yeah. Definitely.
That's good.
As we were hoping, all of our favorite bands are UK bands pretty much, so,
You guys released an album, well, it's almost a year ago now. In a couple of weeks, I think it's a year ago.
Yep.
Yeah, September 22nd of last year, so it's crazy how much time has flown by.
And I believe it had quite some success, right? Like, it had a really good response, that album.
Yeah, it was our first charting single on it, The Game, and that was a milestone for us.
Yeah.
With each successive release, they seem to do more and more every time, and so we're just grateful for the growth.
Yeah, I've been following you guys for quite a while already. Like, I think somewhere before the pandemic, even been following you guys, and you can see that with every new song and every new album that it goes up and up, which is
Thank you.
I love that for you guys.
So much.
I mean, you've been going at it for what, about 10 years now?
Pretty,
Yeah.
Like, could you have ever imagined yourself like 10 years ago that you'd be like
No.
here?
No way. When we first started doing this, I mean, we were playing places like dive bars, like the Nick and
Dive bars across America.
Yeah, that was our first tour. That's what you could have called it. Yeah, and so I mean, just even coming from Atlanta, where what we were doing at the time was it was fairly like off the beaten path. It was not the easiest for us to get shows. You know, we would catch a lot of side eyes. And so what we found was not only did we have to fight for shows, but we would do a lot of house shows. And just so that band, you know, coming up and eventually doing places like Japan, Europe, and headlining our own shows across the pond, same thing in Japan, is a pretty wild journey. And I couldn't have imagined it then, and I think I speak for all of us, we're really grateful that that's the case now.
Yeah, I think we're really fortunate with the opportunities we were presented with, and I think, you know, it's like just being able to just go for those things. You kind of just get into a certain momentum, and that's when you realize like 10 years has almost passed, but you've been to all these places and released all this music, and then pretty soon you realize, you compare where you started to where you are now. It definitely feels, that's where you see a lot of the success, you know, like pretty drastically, you know.
Yeah. It's always interesting, like to hear about like the kind of journey or like how you've imagined like it ages ago how it would go.
Exactly. Yeah. You really don't ever know, but you just hope you can get to Europe at some point, or even Japan.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's cool. It's a blessing. You know?
Yeah.
It's a blessing.
Now, that album, it's been released like a year ago. You've been in the meantime, well, you haven't like sat still. Like I know like, you're quite active, like touring and such. But since it's already a year ago, I'm just kind of wondering, like working on new stuff. And well, since then you got a new drummer, so I'm guessing she was kind of ready and excited to get like working on music. So
absolutely.
Yeah, you'll actually hear one new song tonight.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. We, you know, I think that's a big change having a new member. So we were kind of just like, you know, I think for a while we didn't really know who we were going to find. Eventually, the right person appeared out of nowhere, and so it's like now we just pretty much all we've been doing has just been like trying to sort of build a new version of the band in a way, you know. I think it's, and sometimes that just means you have to go off the radar a little bit, but then, you know, we're really proud of what we have so far. We are starting to work on a new record, so. Yeah,
and we have a single coming out, was it September 24th, or is it 26th? 26th. And we'll actually be hearing that song tonight. And it's the first of it's the first release of a lot of the songs that we've been writing that we're really excited to share with the rest of the world, and it does feature the new lineup.
It's like literally almost to the day, to the year.
Yeah.
Like the last
I was just going to say that too. I was just starting to go, hey.
It's like, wow, the timing is impeccable.
Yeah. Almost seems like it's on purpose.
Yeah. We're totally deliberate.
Yes. 4D chess over here.
Right.
Now, on that album you released, you covered Poison.
Yeah.
Which is a cool song to cover, of course.
Yeah. We thought so.
But that made me wonder, like, if there's like any other song that you guys are kind of like ready to like give a shot, or like something that you would love to try out with the band.
I think we're always like kind of, you know, like we also did like a cover of a Depeche Mode song, and it's like we do, you know, we're into all kinds of music, so even like stuff that's more current, whether it's like, it can even be like a pop song, I think we're open to doing our own version of, you know, some kind of, you know, mainstream pop song, you know, rather than just like an older rock song, which we love those songs too. But I think there's a few like things that we're gonna try. You know, I don't know if whether it'll be on the record or not, but it'd be kind of interesting to see like what we come up with.
And the process for covers is kind of impulsive. Honestly, it's covers are tricky. You want to do justice to the original. You want to honor what's there, but you also want to put your own spin on it. And in the past, like, we've not given a lot of consideration. It's just like, I think we can do this. This sounds right. So yeah, as far as what covers are coming in the future, it'll literally be on impulse. Yeah.
Well,
there's a non-answer.
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see what the impulse will bring maybe in the
Yeah,
future.
hey, we're curious too.
But anyway, we're gonna do it our own way. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You know, that's always the case for us. We have to we can't like really. We always have to mold it into our style somehow. You know. But it's always fun to experiment with that stuff. You know. So. You know, we don't really know how it's going to sound until it's finished.
Nah.
So.
And that's part of the fun.
Yeah, for sure. Also for us listeners,
Yeah.
to be hopefully surprised with whatever you come up with.
Yeah.
Like we were earlier saying that, like in the beginning, you guys like kind of struggled to like find shows and such because you were like doing something different. That kind of made me wonder if there's like any kind of like beginning bands or something like that, or forever that you're like, these guys are really good, they deserve more attention. Like,
What are those?
you want to shout out?
Let's see. What bands? There's a band that is opening up for us, and we're playing a show in Atlanta in November, hometown show. And there's a band, Internet Islands. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
They're fucking great, and they're from Atlanta as well. And that's why we wanted them to open for us, because they are great. So they deserve more recognition.
We went to see their show. I had never seen them, but yeah, we were absolutely blown away. And so yeah, them doing this show with us was really nice, and it worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always interesting to ask bands from overseas of like bands that they recommend, like from their area or whatever, because we might never hear of them otherwise.
Yeah, for sure.
I had heard of them, like I discovered them like a year ago or something like that,
okay.
but like a music video, and they are really, really cool.
Oh, cool. There we
Yeah.
go. Small world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm about there. I'm gonna let you enjoy some quiet time still before all hell
Before the
opens
rock.
here.
Before the
the crowd comes in.
Yeah.
We'll enjoy your show.
Thank you.
Lots of luck with like your tour and new
Thanks
music
very
and
much.
stuff.
Yeah. We hope you all enjoy.
Yeah. Well, last time with Palais Royale, I had to miss you guys. Like I said, like I've been following you for a while, and I was like, dang it.
Right.
So I was happy to see that you guys made a stop in Helsinki this time as well. So
Yeah, I think we'll come back.
Yeah. Love this city. So yeah, you'll see us again.
yeah, that's good. Well, Finland has a nice, rich kind of glam rock scene. So,
Yeah, of course. Some of these great bands.
Yeah. All right. Is there like anything at all that you guys would like to say still to whoever ends up watching this? Feel free.
Just be on the lookout for our new single, Tokyo. If you were here tonight, you will have heard it probably by the time this comes out. If you were not, then it comes out September 26th, right?
Yes.
September 26th. Yeah.
And thank you, Helsinki, for all the love and support you've given us so far. And we're very touched and grateful, and we love you.
Thanks, Helsinki.
All right. Thanks for the talk, guys.
Thank you
Thanks,
so
guys.
much.
No problem.